Bambula somati maraburu buri turwa. Bambilo sora buri dala. Bambunilo somati maraburu buri turwa.
The World Health Organization's Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, or the FCTC, is an evidence-informed international treaty that came into force in 2005. The convention represents a milestone for the promotion of public health and provides new legal dimensions for international health cooperation. Key provisions of the FCTC include price and tax measures to reduce the demand for tobacco, protection from exposure to tobacco smoke, regulation of tobacco packaging and labeling, banning tobacco advertising, promotion and sponsorship, and protecting public health policies from the influence of the tobacco industry.
I think the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control has laid the standard for every government about what should be the key issues, in the tobacco control legislation.
According to what we have to do, the convention said everything. We just need to find ways to implement that convention's details into the African countries. Because if we do it, solutions are inside. But how to get there?
C'est facile pour les gouvernements de ratifier des conventions, même de voter des lois. Mais la chose la plus difficile, c'est vraiment l'application, ce que les Anglais appellent enforcement.
C'est la faiblesse des législations en place et surtout la faiblesse des gouvernements qui ont des difficultés, parfois aussi un manque de bonne volonté de lutter contre ce phénomène qui n'est pas encore perçu comme un des grands fléaux qui touche le continent au même titre que le paludisme ou le sida.
Pendant très longtemps, on a parlé de lutte contre le tabagisme sans mettre en place des activités concrètes.
We do have challenges of implementation. One is that we don't have resources actually to move around and monitor whether owners of bars or restaurants are conforming to the law.
I'll go in a restaurant, find someone smoking, I'll stop him. I won't have maybe the tools to develop my evidence. I'll take that one to court. When he denies that he was not smoking, how do I prove it in court?
There is a law in place, but there is a distorted understanding. There's, for a better word, there is no uniform understanding of the law.
Vous savez, avoir une législation, c'est une chose, mais faire en sorte que cette législation s'applique et devienne une réalité, que cette législation se mélange un peu avec le comportement quotidien des populations, ça c'est une autre chose. Et je pense que c'est ça le plus important.
Enforcement is not a very easy thing to do, but where you have a willing population is very easy, because the way really enforcement is not to use force to enforce people. If people are part of it, then it's very easy to enforce.
The creation of comprehensive tobacco control legislation remains a challenge in many sub-Saharan African countries. While still pursuing FCTC-compliant tobacco control legislation, many advocates have found success in the implementation and enforcement of existing smoke-free policies. This includes the enforcement of smoke-free policies either in a narrow area such as hospitals or schools, or at the subnational or municipal level. Nonetheless, significant obstacles remain. In many countries, tobacco control has a series of entrenched opponents, often wavering political will and insufficient resources required for effective implementation and enforcement of legislation. In countries with successful tobacco control legislation, such as South Africa, Mauritius, and Kenya, and in municipalities or states that have achieved their own legislative successes, such as in Yaoundé, Cameroon, and in Osun State, Nigeria, dynamic partnerships between civil society and government have been critical drivers in achieving legislative change.
Bambu ni loso malongo momiwe odala. Bambu ni loso momiwe odala.